Hello, YouTube fam. How y'all doing? It's your Uncle Tim. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, the channel where I rant and I review. Man, you know what? A lot of people feel that they got to kiss people's ass. They think that relationships are like forever. Marriages are forever. If you're not happy, you can leave anytime that you want. You just got to file the divorce papers. Um, or a relationship, you just leave. You know, the thing is, man, you don't put up with people and they shit. When people are treating you like dirt and trash, you leave. Don't ever sit there and tolerate disrespect. As men, we value a couple of things. We value respect, loyalty, and love is a little bit on the list. Women value love, men don't. Don't mean that we don't need love. It means that we have a different order to our shit than anybody else's. Men need respect. If you don't respect your man, and he don't feel like he's respected, he's going to go elsewhere and get that respect from someone else. You know, I hear so many people saying that the guy, he's a loser, he's this, he's that. You know, he left her when she was down, he did this, he did that to her. But she forgot to tell you she cheated. You can't cheat, then expect somebody to stay with you and put up with your shit. That ain't how life works. Fam, you know what? I done let more people go in my life than any damn thing. I've been in more relationships, you know, in the past that I had to let people go because they were going different routes than I was going. They were doing different shit. They weren't experiencing different ways of doing shit. And, you know, that wasn't congruent with what I wanted to do. So I stepped back and let their ass keep going. You know, now they're looking at me right now like, hey, look, he's a steak. I want that porterhouse steak. You remember you used to have that crush on me. You remember we dated and, you know, I'm ready now. Shit, I'm married now. I ain't trying to live that life. Shit, now that your life all jacked up, you want somebody to come along and fix it? Dude, I'm not a white knight anymore. I don't give a shit about what's going on in other people's life. You gotta fix you. It's not my job. Dude, I'm gonna tell you something. When you go through shit with people, when people break you and you sit back and you trying to tolerate and you trying to worry about them, that ain't your job to worry about them. Once a person ends a relationship, they're no longer your concern. People get out here, they see you living, and they ask like why this didn't happen while you was with them. They wasn't the person for it. Like I tell you, a lot of times you ever realize your life get better once you leave certain people? You outgrew their ass. Because they wasn't on the same trajectory as you were. They were going other ways. They wanted other shit. And once you get that shit, it's hard. People don't take you serious anymore. People laugh at you. They look at you and joke and make, you know, condescending remarks about you because they sitting here thinking to themselves, you had everything. You just did all this to be like us. You know how crazy that shit sounds? You know how crazy it sounds that you had everything and you lost it over what? Your ego, you wanted to be like every damn body else. And that's the thing. You shouldn't be nobody else. You should be you. You see people out here talking about, man, see, you know, I did all of this and I did all that. I'm out here living my best life. I'm over here doing this. Man, I'm sleeping with who I want to. No, bro, slow your roll. For a man, that's a horrible ass decision to make. Just sleeping with every damn body. Bruh, not using rubbers. Bruh, your ass out here dropping babies left and right. That's a horrible ass decision. It sounds fun in the beginning doing dumb shit, but when child support pop in, it ain't fun no more. And this is why I say we need to think about all the shit we do as men. You know, if a woman don't want to be with you anymore, let her ass go. Once you start living your best life, once you establish yourself, all those people who left your life want to come back to your life. They want to be a part of your life. They want to understand what it is to be you. They want to understand what y'all could do to make this work. Make what work? You ain't trying to hear that shit no more. Bro, once you out of shit, you ain't trying to go back to dumb shit. You're not trying to go back to somebody that you see that nothing would not work with. If I can't work with you, then we don't have no reason to be hanging out. You know, I see so many people crying over other people, crying, just like, you know, I did everything I could. All you could do is what you do. If somebody don't want to be with you, then fuck them. Move on. There's 3 billion women out there, 4 billion women out there, and you stuck on one. I seen the same guy harp on the same woman for damn near 30 damn years. That's all he talked about. That's all he ever loved was this one woman. He got her. She was a horrible piece of mess. But that was his mess. She treated him like shit. But that was his mess. And that was my whole point to him. When he realized as he got older, he made a mistake. Dude, it ain't shit like learning you made a mistake to get your ass back out there and start dating people. We do this to ourselves. We blame the world for all our problems and every damn thing else, and we barely look in the mirror. Dude, like I told you, I've been hurt in many relationships, but it don't stop me. It didn't stop me from finding a person that's supposed to be with me. I found my match. Dude, I don't look at this shit no more. I don't try to be in any of that shit no more. I looked at it just like this. I wasn't looking. I was just talking. And I found the person that I'm supposed to been with. And that's my thing. Not everything is going to be 100%. Y'all not going to always get along. Y'all going to argue. Y'all going to, have the tiffs and, disrespectful banter. But, long as you not sitting there calling her horrible names and she calling you horrible names, as long as there's respect, you're going to have arguments. It's just how you come back from them. Now, I know a lot of y'all say, boy, you just be preaching on this damn channel. It's like, no, we need to hear some of everything as collectors. This is why I say, make sure you date the right damn person. Don't date somebody out of obligation, man. I was dating her for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden she lost her place, and, her and her 2 kids didn't have nowhere to go, so they came to stay with me. And, I'm like, are y'all in a relationship? No, man, but, I'm like the father to her kids, and, I'm taking care of everything, putting food on the table. But I said, damn, she dating other people, dude. What is going on? I said, I understand low self-esteem, but damn, this is a whole nother, man, I ain't got low self-esteem. I said, anytime a man taking care of a woman who got another man and paying for kids who don't like him and all of this shit, and I said, throw them all out. Man, I guess some shit happened that was so bad one day with her boyfriend came in his house walking around with no shirt on, talking shit to him, talking about this is his house. He threw ass out the next day. That was it. He changed all the locks on the motherfucking doors, everything. That was it. And, her family was like, but what about the kids? He said, them ain't my kids. What that supposed to mean? What about the kids? These ain't my kids. These kids don't even respect me. If those kids don't respect you, don't treat you in a certain manner, you don't owe nobody shit. See, that's the problem with us. We try to feel that we owe people stuff, and you gotta be nice and all of that. They ask, why do stepdads act certain ways? If you study here, somebody tell you ain't their damn father, what you gonna do? You gonna just throw your hands up. You're not gonna sit there and put up with it. This is why a lot of guys are not dating women with kids. They don't want to put up with it. If you come in with all of the financial means, you come in with the house and every damn thing else, and this person coming with nothing but problems, shit, how many people that don't say, ooh, problems? I just want some problems. I don't want no damn problems, just like everybody else don't want no problems. Guess what? The average person is leaving that shit where it's at. This is why you hear so many people saying men ain't shit. It ain't that. The men you chose at that particular point in time weren't shit. Because you weren't shit. Just like a lot of guys, back when we were young, we picked women that ain't shit. Because we weren't shit. We were only wanting sex. And at that age, I ain't gonna lie to you, women only want sex too. Stop thinking like that it's just the men that want sex. Hell, we all young, dumb, and full of cum. That's what happens. Why you think babies drop and pop like that? And, you sitting there thinking like, man, she was something back in the day. I remember I always had a crush on her. I remember a long time ago, and that girl said, you always had a crush on me. You remember we used to talk and this and that? I said, yeah, that was 20 years ago. She said, what? I said, that was 20 years ago. I said, I ain't thought about you a day in 20 damn years. I said, the only time I thought about you is right now. I said, I have no idea who the hell you was at one point in time. She said, damn, you're an ass. I said, I'm not an ass. I'm telling you the truth. I said, you coming over here trying to tell me that I missed somebody that I didn't miss. I said, you didn't bring shit to my life. We weren't dating. We weren't anything. You didn't even want to talk to me. You got to tell people the truth. You got to let them know what the hell you thinking and what's going on. Don't ever let somebody come into your life thinking that, you owe them something and it's because of them you doing all. Man, please. I don't let people take credit for my life and the things that I have done, the things that I am doing. Don't ever let somebody do that. You don't owe nobody shit. All you owe is yourself. If the relationships are not working, leave. Do not stay. Do not sit there and put up with years and years of disrespect. Like I said, one thing that a man looks for in a relationship, and I forgot to say it the first time, is respect, loyalty, and peace. Those are three things that we yearn for as men: respect, love, and peace. If this person can't give you none of that, then you ain't in a relationship. You in some bullshit that you need to get yourself away from. You get what I'm saying? If a person is steady taking digs at you, making you feel less than, that ain't the person for you. If a person steady telling you need to grow up, but in there getting drunk as hell, and you sitting here like, what? You can see your money all around you. Once you drink that liquor, them damn bottles are thrown in a recycling bin. Guess what? You don't see that shit no more. I spent this money. I see all this still. I'm not gonna blow all my money on this stuff. But I said just like this, when you get into a relationship, you got to let people know who you are off the bat. Don't hide that you are a collector. Because the shit looks crazy, you start doing this later on because, see, they didn't see it. They didn't understand that this is who you are. If they understand this is who you are, you know, they could decide if they want to be in it or not. Like I said, anytime you hear somebody saying me too much in a relationship, or somebody that you're trying to get in a relationship with and they steady saying me, 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 if you keep hearing that, y'all supposed to be French in there. We, not me, me, me. You hear that shit, walk, run, get to the exit, get the hell out of there. You hear too much of me, that person is not for you. You don't know what it make me feel like. See, you ain't worried about what this do to me. No, you ain't worried about what it do to us. I hear so many women talk about the marriage is, the wedding is for the bride. This is her day. Who the hell is she marrying? Herself? If you marrying somebody else, the day is for both of you all, not just for you. And when you hear people say crazy shit like that, and they wonder why people like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do this. Or you get with somebody with a kid and you don't like their kid. I had a friend at one point in time. He met this young lady, and she had this son. The son wanted him to be his stepfather, and he said he's okay with that. He said he just want to be called his name. He said he don't want to be called stepdad or dad or anything like that. That's his right. He said he'll take care of the child, be a father to the child and everything like that. But he don't want to be called anything but his name. And, the mother was saying, and her family was telling him, like, that's wrong. It's like you alienating, you don't know how you making them feel. He said, you know what? These are my boundaries. He said, I don't want to be called his dad. What if one day his dad come back into his life? And all of that, Had one friend that actually paid for his daughter's, stepdaughter's college. Her real father came into her life later on, and she was giving this man all the credit for everything, and this man hadn't raised her a day in his life. I mean, he left her as soon as she was born. But the guy that been taking care of you since you was 2, treating like shit. And you mad because the guy that you was treating like trash, that was with you since you was 2, stopped talking to you and stopped dealing with you. I was asking him, I said, man, why you stop, talking to your daughter? He said, that ain't my daughter. I said, what? He said, that ain't my daughter. I know it ain't his daughter. You know, we all knew it wasn't his daughter. He said, that ain't my daughter. She has a father. He said, I gave up on that. He said, I actually gave up on the whole damn marriage. He said, I filed for divorce and left. He said, I got the hell out of there so damn fast. He said, because the mom was taking her side. You don't take her side. You never take the side of a child, you know, when they're wrong. If this man has been taking care of you, treating you right, and ain't trying to get the daddy props and all that, he's treating you like a damn daughter. He's treating you good. And you treating him like crap, then you get upset that he don't want to have shit to do with you? Oh, come on. See, this is where we need to grow up at. See, a lot of times we make it seem like everybody doing us wrong, and they not. We doing our damn self wrong because we don't know no better. You know, we're like creatures of habit. We love that crazy simple shit that we've been doing forever. You know, all that off the wall shit like, oh yeah, you know, girl, I'm gonna love you for the rest of my life. We gonna do this, this, and this, and we gonna go over here. Man, let that shit go. Let that shit roll off the back of your back and let it go. Sometimes you gotta run. Sometimes you gotta live your life. And if people don't want to do the shit you want to do, then you in the wrong place. If you want to travel across, you know, to other continents or other countries, you know, make it simple, other countries, you can. But the other person don't want to go and they talking crap and talking about, you know, all the things you doing wrong, but they not saying the things they doing wrong. If you wrong, you supposed to apologize. If you never apologize, you with the wrong person. People need to apologize to let you know they in the wrong. Why do you think most people end up going to relationships like what they thought they knew or what they're, you know, a lot of people think people are more than what they are. If you cheating with somebody, fam, trust me, that shit ain't gonna work. If you cheating with somebody and marry them, they gonna cheat on you. If they cheated with you, they gonna cheat on you, bro. And, you know, it's not once a cheater, always a cheater, no shit like that. You know, that ain't what I'm saying. But I'm saying if you cheated with that motherfucker, they might 9 times out of 10 cheat on you. You need to run. Really need to run. But a lot of times we don't understand that. We stay in shit because we don't know no better. We stay in shit because we think this is where we want to be. Sometimes you got to let people go. You got to run. You got to hide. You got to get the hell away from it. You got to stay as far away from these people as you can. But we don't know no better, fam. We stay around them and look at them and we put up with the shit. Move. Keep moving. Don't look. Don't worry about these people, man. Don't front. Just get your ass out of there. And that's what I've been doing. You know, I tell people to run when I need to tell them to run. You know, man, you should know better, man. You should stay out of people's business. Don't get into people's business. Sometimes, man, you got to tell people that you consider family or friends to get the hell out of it. Man, run. Oh, man, you know, we just having a rough patch. I said, yeah, man. You right. She been sleeping with other guys. That's a rough patch. And, you know, y'all still married and y'all not separated or anything, you know, or nothing like that. She just living her best life out here while you taking care of her. You know, I'm like, bruh, you need to run your ass off. Like, no, man, I'm going to stay here. And she going to see, she going to understand that, you know, I'm here for her. I said, yeah, she understand you her sucker. That's what she understand. A sucker. She found her a sucker. She ain't found a love of her life. She found a sucker. And that's how she treating you. Anytime that you in there and she got other dudes, you a cuckold. And you need to pay attention to that, man. Don't let people make a mockery of you. But see, so many people get in here and don't know how to leave. You gotta run, fam. You can't stay there and be like, I just love everything about this relationship. You know, hear people tell me, I know this person. I know her. I know her like the back of my hand. I said, she been cheating for 10 years. I said, you knew she was cheating? What? What make you think I would know she was cheating? I said, because you said you know her like the back of your hand. You don't know this damn woman. You never have. That's the whole purpose. This is why you shouldn't say shit like that that will get your ass in a whole heaping of trouble. Pay attention. See? Shit is real. But fam, you know, a lot of people don't understand when all of this shit is coming together, where they could be at with this, fam. What you need to do, what you need to talk about, how you need to feel, how you need to go forth. But with that said, fam, I just want to say, man, I'm good. You good? If you not good where you at, you need to go somewhere where you will feel good at. Live your best life. Your life is not for taking care of the people and making their life better, and your life is worse. Happy spouse, happy house. Not happy wife, happy life. If only one motherfucker happy, y'all all unhappy. But to later, fam, thank you for watching. Peace out.